And then after that, this fight is really interesting. John Makdessi and Ignacio Bahamondes. I'm gonna say right now, Ignacio Bahamondes, he's only 23 and a half years old, finishes most of his fights, and guess what, guys? He is 6 foot 3 inches tall, has a reach of 75 and a half inches in the lightweight division. I mean, how are you 6 foot 3 inches tall and have that much of a reach advantage? And then you look at John Makdessi, 5 foot 8 inches tall. That is literally a 7-inch height advantage for Ignacio Bahamondes, and then let's see right here, a 7.5-inch reach advantage for Ignacio Bahamondes. I mean, if he keeps fighting on the feet, he's gonna win the fight. I mean, that is a humongous reach advantage and a humongous height advantage for Ignacio Bahamondes. And he's only 23 and a half years old. John Makdessi, 17 wins, 7 losses. Beat Justin Pinedo, Ross Pearson, Abel Charijo, all in dominant striking performances. Most of his wins, he tends to keep the fight on the feet and make most of his fights striking performances. And this fight is 100% staying on the feet. One of these two guys is most likely going to get a first round knockout or win the fight by unanimous decision. And if you look at Ignacio Bahamondes, 11 wins and 3 losses, 8 KO TKO wins and 3 decision wins. Has a lot of power in his hands on his fight in Dana White's Contender Series, a front kick and knockout win on Edson Gomez, a decision win against Chris Brown. I mean, Ignacio Bahamondes, he's such an exciting fighter to watch because he's such a long fighter, he's such a tall fighter. And I mean, he's really good at using that length, really good at using that height advantage in most of his fights, to keep the fight at range, land a lot of good jabs, and every now and then land a nice right hand in most of his fights. John Makdessi has never fought in a guy like Ignacio Bahamondes, who has the height of 6 foot 3 inches tall and has a 75.5-inch reach in the lightweight division. That is just absolutely insane. I think John Makdessi, he is 35, almost 36 years old. Ignacio Bahamondes is 23 and a half years old, so he has the age advantage, he has the height advantage, he has the reach advantage, he has pretty much every single advantage. He has the power advantage. I mean, every single point kind of leads me to think that Ignacio Bahamondes is gonna finish the fight in the first round or win the fight by unanimous decision. 58% going for Bahamondes to win the fight by KO TKO in the first or second round. I think it's very likely we see a finish from Ignacio Bahamondes in the fight. But I have a weird feeling that the fight's gonna go all the way. I think Ignacio Bahamondes is gonna catch John Makdessi with a lot of really good shots. But overall, I think Ignacio Bahamondes is gonna get a 30-27, possibly a 30-26 dominant performance in the striking game. I mean, that is an amazing height advantage, an amazing reach advantage. He's only 23 and a half years old, an amazing prospect in the lightweight division. I 100% have Ignacio Bahamondes to win in this fight by 30-27 or maybe even 30-26 unanimous decision.